Okay guys, so here's how this video is going to work out, okay? We have 19 pros that ranked every brawler for every single map, and they also included the best comps for every single map with strategies and roles for each of those different brawlers so that we know how we can best play every single map in the game. Today we're going to be covering Bounty, then on a future video we'll do Smash and Grab, and then on a third video we'll show you everything else on the other game modes. But before we move on, guys, check out this slick new overlay. What? Does this look awesome or what? I mean, this is super slick. Okay, guys, so you guys know the graphic designer that did stuff for Lex over on his channel, does absolutely amazing stuff. His name is Matt, and he made this for me, and as you can tell, I mean, the quality is just fantastic. He's really easy to work with. He has great prices. Make sure you check out the link in the description below to his Twitter account so that you can check him out, especially if you're looking for some sweet artwork for either your band or for your own channel or for whatever you want to do. Okay, we're gonna go and start off with Cabbage Patch, and this is gonna be kind of the example of how all of these different maps are gonna go. First of all, I'm going to talk about the best and the worst brawlers for each map based off of the pro's opinion regardless of team comp, okay? So first of all, for Cabbage Patch, we got Brock, Piper, and Ricochet in the S tier, and then we got Shelly, Mortis, and Nita in the F tier. Now this section right here is going to be really key for those of you guys that are playing with randoms, okay? The S tier brawlers are the ones where you can jump in with randoms, and if you're a good brawler, you're good at the game, you're going to be able to do a pretty good job even though you're playing with randoms because you're going to be able to carry them with these brawlers that were basically built for this map. You possibly could play those A tier brawlers with randoms, however, they are a little bit harder to push when you're playing with randoms, and they do work really well with specific team comps, but that's where the second part of this actually is going to come into play. So the best team comp for this map is going to be Brock, Piper, and Ricochet, okay? Brock is going to be focusing on playing over on the left side of the map, with Ricochet over on the right, and then Piper in the center. And yeah, you don't want to just all go right into the center like I see a lot of randoms players do when I play with them. It really is best to try and stick to these traditional lanes. As far as specific strategies that work really well on this is you want to try and get rid of this block right here and this block right here. Whatever it takes to try and get rid of those two blocks, that's going to actually really open up the field, and because you have this team comp really focuses on long range battles, that's going to really give you guys the advantage. We do have some alternate brawlers that do work really well with this. We got Crow instead of Brock if you do want to play with Crow, and we also have Colt instead of Ricochet that works out pretty well as well. In addition to these alternates, we also have a second team comp that works really well, okay? We got Bull, Poco, and Pam. Basically how this comp works is you've got three brawlers that all have a fairly decent amount of HP, but Bull has a ton of HP, but then Poco and Pam also have a lot of healing ability that's able to go on. And if you have those three brawlers with no substitutions, it works really well for them to kind of stick close to each other, not too close to each other, but close enough that they can take advantage of those heals, and that really does a good job at countering this Brock, Piper, and Ricochet combo. Up next, we've got Groundhog Burrow, where Brock, Piper, Ricochet, and Dynamite are S tier brawlers, and then Nita, Pam, Shelly, Jessie, and Poco are your F tier brawlers, just not very good. The best comp for this map by far is definitely Dynamite, Piper, and Ricochet. For this comp, you want Dynamite to be able to kind of come into this section so that he can have really good control throughout this entire area, okay? Then Piper is going to be coming in the center, basically trying to get off any shots of any brawlers when she knows that she's able to take them out. Now Ricochet has a really important role right here of trying to get to bounce shots off into this section to try and keep enemy throwers out of here. That being said, if you do have an enemy thrower in here, Dynamite's #1 responsibility is to get rid of those enemy throwers. One of the best things that you can do to try and win this map is to do whatever you can to get rid of the right barricade, okay? This one, even though it's closer to your side, it adds protection to the enemy side of things, and if they do have a thrower or something like that, that gives that thrower a huge area right here where they can control a large portion of the map and really add a lot of pressure to you guys. For alternate brawlers, we got Barley inside of Dynamite, we've got Brock instead of Piper, and then we got Crow instead of Ricochet. Up next, we got Outlaw Camp, where Bo, Ricochet, Brock, and Bull are by far the best brawlers in here, and then we got Jessie, Dynamite, Mortis, Pam, Nita, and Barley that just don't do very well. For your best comp right here, we've got Bull, Bo, and then Ricochet. Now the important thing is when you get into Outlaw Camp is that everybody actually goes into the center, okay? You want to try and do a team fight right at the very beginning because control of that center is going to determine basically who has control of the map for the rest of the game, and that's really important. And then once you've kind of pushed that enemy out, that's when you have Bull going to one side and then you got Ricochet going to the other side. It doesn't actually matter which side they go into, just as long as they're on opposite sides and that Bo is in the center. When you're playing Bo, it's really important that you're kind of going side to side, trying to kind of reveal where enemy brawlers are for your side players. That way you can focus on 2v1ing them and then just applying that pressure right there. Also as Bo, it's really important that you're placing your mines at choke points, okay? So we got choke points right here, 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 here if you're really struggling to keep your enemies pushed back, and then also right here and right here. For some other brawlers that you might want to play on here, you can play Daryl instead of Bull. You can play Crow instead of Bo, although I still think that Bo is a little bit better than Crow on this map. And then you can play Brock instead of Ricochet. Piper and Colt are also okay replacements for Ricochet and Brock as well, but if you're going to do that, make sure you have a Bull and a Bo to solidify that team comp stability. Up next is Shooting Star, where we've got Piper, Brock, Ricochet, and Colt as the S tier brawlers, and then we got Shelly, Nita, Jesse, Mortis, and Poco down in the F tier. For the team comp, yeah, this is the classic bounty team comp. We've got Brock, Piper, and then Ricochet. Now I will say that this map is actually a very high skill map, okay? So long range poking and then juking and aiming are all very important strategies that you're going to want to use. That being said, you can really try and focus on getting rid of this middle wall area for the enemy, but try and keep them from taking this out. If you're able to do that, then you have this extra added wall of protection where you're able to kind of like take people out and then also focus on, like, they have nothing to hide from. The only thing that they can do is put distance between you and them, and so that really puts you guys at a solid advantage. I will say that one thing that's really interesting about this map is that positioning actually is a little bit less important which brawler goes where, okay? The most important thing that you're doing with this map is that all three of you guys are not clumped together. This comp really is the best comp in here, and as far as variations, the only one suggestion that I have is Colt instead of Brock. I think almost all of the pros suggested either Ricochet and Piper with Brock or Ricochet and Piper with Colt. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how important having a solid comp for this map really is. Next is Snake Prairie. This is probably one of my favorite maps ever. For S tier brawlers, we've got Bo, of course, with the max star power right there, Ricochet, Bolt, and Crow. And then for F tier, we got Dynamite, Barley, Jesse, and Mortis. One thing to remember about these tier lists is that the pros all have maxed accounts, if not close to max accounts. And even if they don't have a maxed bow, they will play with somebody with a maxed bow because he's basically irreplaceable. And that brings up our best comp for this map, and that is Bo on the left, Bo in the center, and then Ricochet on the right. The bow obviously goes into the center, not necessarily in right here, but basically what he does is he goes back and forth between left and right, basically trying to help their friendly brawlers kind of see where enemy brawlers are so they can kind of 2v1 and kind of surprise them right there, okay? Really good positions for Bo's mines. Once again, Bo's really crucial is in these choke points right here and here, and then also anywhere along right here, because that's going to kind of force enemy brawlers to kind of get in there and get taken out. It allows you to have some kind of a warning system if enemy brawlers are getting a little bit too close. Don't stray too far away from Bo, okay? It's very important you kind of stick close to him. If he's pushing over to the right and you're over on the left, that's okay. You can kind of hold your ground right there, but play defensively. Kind of back up a little bit until Bo is able to kind of come over to your side. Or maybe go join him and try and crossfire and try and take people out 2v1 or 3v2 or 3v1 would be, yeah, honestly be ideal. For alternates, we do have Shelly instead of Bull and then Crow instead of Ricochet. Now, there are a lot of free-to-play players out there watching, and I do not forget about you guys. I understand if you don't have a max bow. Obviously, a max bow is ideal, but if you don't have him, then you can replace him with a Crow, so you have like a Bull, Crow, and Ricochet. Or the other option is for you to go with a double tank and Ricochet. So that would be Bull, Daryl, and Ricochet, or possibly even Bull, Shelly, and Ricochet. Next we have Star Gulch. Once again, the S tier brawlers are Piper, Brock, and Ricochet, as well as Colt, and then the F tier brawlers are Dynamite, Shelly, Barley, Mortis, and Jesse. As far as your best comp goes, we've got Ricochet over on the left side right here. We've got Piper coming up in the center, and then we have Brock coming up over onto the right. Now I will mention that this map isn't exactly as the map is in-game. You got a block right here, and then you have an additional block right there, which allows Ricochet to come in right here and fire shots off and bounce right there. That basically creates this wall of protection right here if you're able to get in there as Ricochet. Brock's job is to try and keep enemy Ricochets and Colts or whatever from coming out onto this side right here. As Piper, you're going to want to use these bushes right here and these right here to try and kind of protect yourself while you're reloading your shots. It's Ricochet's and Brock's job to try and make sure that enemy brawlers do get too low on health so that Piper can can kind of finish them off almost instantly. As far as alternates, we kind of have a similar situation here where we got Colt that does a good job at replacing Ricochet, but really Piper and Brock are kind of necessary for this map. That being said, there is one other comp that does really well. Once again, it's that Daryl, Poco, Pam combination that works surprisingly well simply because they just have so much HP. Once again, the key to playing Daryl, Poco, and Pam on this map is that they stay close-ish together, not too close, but close enough that they can take advantage of those heals and then just basically kind of push the enemy team back and spawn trap them. If done right, it's actually a really great counter to Ricochet, Piper, and Brock. Up next is Temple Ruins, where we've got Ricochet, Brock, and Piper in the S tier, and then no brawlers in the F tier. Once again, the #1 comp is going to be Brock, Piper, and Ricochet. Now, there are quite a few alternates here, but this is the best comp right here. And when you're playing this map, it is very important that you do not rush into the center to try and go for the star, because what a lot of teams actually try to do is they'll all go right here and they'll just take you out. Like, you can't even get there. So now we got Brock going over to the left, not because this is necessarily like the best position for Brock, but because this is the best position for Ricochet, okay? Because Ricochet comes in right here. Obviously, he's able to easily bounce those shots off the wall, but he's also able to bounce shots off into here and bounce them back right here. Ricochet does an amazing job at keeping brawlers pushed back and basically keeping this entire section of the map blocked off. Now, if you can get rid of some walls, then these walls right here are the best walls to get rid of. You actually do not want to get rid of these walls back here, because these walls will allow you to push enemy brawlers back right here and very effectively spawn trap them. Some more brawlers that work really well is Crow for Brock. You can also play Bo instead of Piper. That actually works pretty well. And then we got Colt instead of Ricochet that works as well. Lastly, for the bounty maps, we've got Terracotta Square, where we got Ricochet, Brock, and Piper as the S tier. Yeah, no surprise, guys. And we got Dynamite, Barley, and Mortis as your F tier brawlers. As far as your best team comp, yeah, once again, Brock, Piper, and Ricochet, okay? Now, the thing with these guys is that it's important that you have Piper in the middle, but it doesn't really matter which side Brock and Ricochet go on as long as they're not bunched up together. You just want to make sure you have good coverage on both sides of things right there. Obviously, when the sides go in right here over onto the side, then it's important to fire off some shots right here to make sure you're pushing back enemy brawlers. A lot of different variations that you can play for brawlers right here. We got Colt instead of Brock, we got Bo instead of Piper, and then we have Bull instead of Ricochet. Now, Bull's actually a fun one right here. If you are going to be playing as Bull or Daryl or another tank or something like that, then what you want to do is when you first get in right here, you're going to go into the side, and rather than pushing up forward to try and take someone out, they're likely to be firing off pop shots right here, so you're just not gonna be able to get in. So kind of hold back for a little bit. When they think that it's safe, they stop firing down right here. That's when Bull comes in here and tries to flank them, or tries to go up into the center, or whatever Bull needs to do to try and deal some damage. That is it for this tier list for bounty, but like I said, we're gonna be doing the same thing on the other game modes as well, so make sure you check that out and subscribe for that future content. I did want to give a huge shout out to the pro players that helped in the making of this video series. We got Crying Man, Neo Smith, Eric EX, Leviathan, Lester Mo, Coach Cori, Real Canadian, Sigurd H.S, Dave, and then we got the Secret KT Bunny, Morton, Alek, Jeff, Lance, It's the You Day, BotAccount, and Pierre. As you can see, some of them have Twitter accounts and some have YouTube channels that I absolutely think you guys should go check out. The links to them are in the description below. For now, this is Kairos Time ticking by, and we will see you in the arena.